What is going on, everybody? You have Tone here, the coach of your Miami Malamarlins, and we are here bringing you some more Draft League content, but more importantly, we're bringing you a brand new league that we have recently just been invited to. So, long story short, we are now in the PPL, the Pokemon Premier League. One of the coaches, Ethan, aka Redithan, didn't have time to finish out the PPL season and decided to step down, and I showed interest, and then they came to me, and PPL came to me and asked me if I wanted to take over, and I was like, sure, why not? And so here we are in the PPL as the coach of the Miami Malamarlins. So first and foremost, I just want to give a quick thank you to the PPL, the people in the PPL, for giving me the opportunity to join Division 1, which is where I'll be starting. Also want to give a shout out to Ethan, Redithan, for doing a pretty solid job with his with a team that he drafted. And more so for not really for how he started with his team, it's more so what he got that kind of threw me off when I first looked at his team. And quite honestly, I didn't want to change anything, but we'll get into that in a later date. But at the very least, the team I am taking over for Ethan, coach of the Tennessee Titans, it is actually kind of mind-boggling that I'm actually taking over a team like this. Especially considering the amount of Pokemon on this team that I actually want to use myself and draft for myself. So it's kind of still surreal in my opinion. So let me just run down the team that I am inheriting from Redithan. His team consists of, in no particular order, he has Tapu Koko, which is one of his Z-Mons, Mega Kangaskhan, Greninja, Gudra, Hawlucha, Serena, Piloswine, Klinklang, Rapidash, I'm missing like two more, Necrozma, and the I believe I said Piloswine already, but if I didn't, that's the team right there. So Z-Mons are Tapu Koko, Klinklang, and Rapidash, and I have to say that is like a crazy team, more or less. But at the very least, like I said, I want to use a bunch of these mons in League format for the longest time. I'm actually getting the opportunity to use a Tapu for the first time in League format, so that's always going to be fun. Mega Kangaskhan, also a very, very fun mon to try out. There are some stipulations or some restrictions with Mega Kangaskhan in the PPL. Mega Kangaskhan, first and foremost, cannot run Seismic Toss for obvious reasons, because Seismic Toss Mega Kangaskhan doing 100 damage every turn with no drawbacks, unless it's a ghost type. Very stupid. The other thing they added on, no power-up punch for Mega Kangaskhan, so that is off the table for me, which is fine by me, because it's not really going to be into a situation where I need to run power-up punch on Mega Kangaskhan, I feel. Especially considering that Mega Kangaskhan's more than just a breaker. It can do a lot of different, a lot of other things for your team. And just for the draft that I have and that I took over for, I feel like it can fit with this draft. I'm going to try to make it work at the very least. So for this video, this would be more so of a team builder, because as you know, I am taking over, which means I am going to be playing the rest of these matches out. So this will most likely be going up on Sunday. The team builder, most people will already know that I'm already a part of the PPL. So yeah, so from there, we'll just try to ease into the league, get acquainted with our team and the changes that will be coming up after this battle. So we're going to be starting off week number 5, taking on our first opponent in the PPL, which is going to be Ellie, coach of the Accrington Stantler, and you'll see her team as well as my team pop up on the bottom right in a minute. Just a second. So her team consists of the Victini, which is one of her Zmons, the Skarmory, oh, I forgot the Weezing, my bad. Alright, sorry again, I forgot Weezing, so yeah. So Victini, one of her Zmons, Skarmory, Megalodios, Mamoswine, Raikou, Tentacruel, Virizion, Pangoro, Tauros, Doublade, and Tortuga, which is her other Zmon. I do not have these Pokemon, I don't have her team ordered in the likelihood. I expect her to bring it against me, but for the most part, I am expecting the first 6 Pokemon on her roster to come, just because of how they match up against my team. Mamoswine is actually quite a pain to deal with, as it is for facing against, more so facing using. But there are some other things I have to keep in mind. At the very least, I don't have to deal with Celebrate Victini, which is nice. Skarmory can be quite a pain. It could come mostly for checking my Hawlucha. Same thing goes with the Blade. Just for my own this is my own personal thought. I'm predicting pretty much the first 6 Pokemon: Victini, Megalodios, Mamoswine, Raikou, and Tentacruel, and the last Pokemon being either Skarmory or Doublade. Victini more so because my team against Victini, V-Crate is kind of spammable against everything except for Rapidash. As you see by my team builder, that it's a little bit more on the inclined to offensive, but it can still work. Megalodios, if it's a Dragon Dance set, I can deal with it. I do have some checks to it on this particular team that I built. But more so, if it's a special variant, it can be dealt with by my other faster mons, mainly my Tapu Koko and my Greninja. Mamoswine, like I said, it's a pain, no way around that. Raikou, I'm expecting it to come just to check my Tapu Koko, mainly like an Assault Vest set, and Tentacruel to come mainly as a way to check my Greninja, as well as my other special attackers, stuff like that. So, not saying that her other 5 Pokemon won't bring, it just seems a little bit less unlikely that they will. Virizion can come, but it is, without Zen Headbutt, it's not doing much to Weezing. The same thing with Pangoro, it doesn't really do much to Weezing, especially if I can burn it. Tauros is a possibility. More so reliant on Zen Headbutt to deal with Weezing. It can 2-hit KO with Life Orb Zen Headbutt, but if I burn it, then it becomes crippled. Doublade, expecting it mainly as a response to Hawlucha. And Tortuga is, well, Tortuga. Not saying I want to doubt it from coming, but it just seems unlikely in the sense. But that out of the way, let's jump right into the team. And see exactly what I decided to bring for our first week in the PPL. So, to kick off our team, we have not the Greninja, we have the Rapidash, with the Life Orb, Flare Blitz, Mega Horn, High Horsepower, and Morning Sun. 252 attack, 36 special defense, 220 in speed. This lets me outrun max speed Tentacruel and everything slower than that. So this Rapidash is designed to be my Victini check, my offensive Victini check. The combination of Flare Blitz, Mega Horn, and High Horsepower hits her entire team very, very hard. I don't need to run Wild Charge considering that it only hits 2 Pokemon. Generally speaking, the Tentacruel and Tortuga, and both of those Pokemon are weak to ground. So I don't see the reason for that. Morning Sun for the reliable recovery, if I can force a switch and heal up that way. But like I said, more or less, this is my offensive check to Victini. It's not going to be switching in on Victini, unless I know for sure that Victini is not Scarf and it's like a Life Orb set, or it is Z Victini, then I can definitely outspeed it, unless she brings like a Flame Charge set. then I have to play a little bit more cautious. But Rapidash at the very least can prevent her from just spamming fire attacks with her Victini at will. So, and of course 29 IVs in HP to mitigate life orb recoil. So that is our Rapidash. Next up we have our Weezing with Black Sludge, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Flamethrower, and Sludge Bomb. 252 HP, 172 defense, 84 speed with a bold nature. The speed is for letting me outrun uninvested Skarmory and everything slower than that. I can try to hit it with a Flamethrower, potentially burn it with Will-O-Wisp. Pain Split just to get back some health, and Sludge Bomb is Sludge Bomb. This Weezing isn't doing much damage to Tentacruel, but Weezing is not going to be, it's not like Weezing is going to be designed to take on Tentacruel in the first place. So there's that. Weezing is going to be my dedicated response to the Mamoswine. The Virizion, it checks. The Pangoro, the Tauros, checks those. Pretty much most of our physical attackers in general gets checked by this Weezing, except for the Victini and the Mega Latios. So I have to be very, very cautious of those Pokemon in particular. So that is the Weezing. So now afterwards that, we have our Piloswine here with the Eviolite, Stealth Rock, Ice Chart, Ice Cold Crash, and Earthquake, running 252 HP, 36 attack, 92 defense, 124 special defense, and 4 speed with an adamant nature. So this is a very convoluted EV spray, which I like to make. But nonetheless, this does help me out quite a bit. This is my Victini check, as crazy as it may seem. The HP and the special defense investment on my Piloswine does guarantee that my Piloswine will live a Z Focus Blast from a Victini from full, which is pretty cool. The the attack investment on my Piloswine with an adamant nature ensures that that Earthquake from my Piloswine will one-hit KO a 0 bulk Victini with Earthquake after Stealth Rock. And the rest is put into defense for taking hits better from stuff like Mamoswine, and for speed just to avoid stuff like Granbull avoiding speed creep or whatnot, or Deblade speed creeping my uninvested Piloswine, stuff like that, who knows. So yeah, this is my main rocker, my way of getting up hazards. This is my rocker, my check to Victini, my check to Mega Latios in that sense, if you want to stretch it that far. But if I may make up rocks and hopefully keep them up, I'll be in good shape, so I can't really complain about that. Now we move on to the Greninja, which I showed earlier, which is rocking choice specs with Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Extra Sensory, and Water Shuriken with 52 HP, 252 special attack, and 204 speed. This gives me enough speed to outrun a timid max speed Raikou, and everything slower than that, and the rest is put into HP for some slightly added bulk. This is my response to most of her priority. In the very least, if she brings like a Scarf Mamoswine, I can revenge kill it with Water Shuriken. Honestly, she doesn't really have much in terms of switch-ins for this. Well, Virizion resists Water and Dark, but I do have Extra Sensory on there for Virizion. Also hits the Tentacruel very, very hard. So if I can wear down Tentacruel and the potential Assault Vest Raikou, which I do see coming just for the Tapu Koko check, then it's all well and good. If I can get some chip damage, I'll take any chip damage I can with this Greninja set. I kind of wanted to run Spikes on this set, perhaps over Extra Sensory, but Extra Sensory is just nice for the added extra damage to Tentacruel, so I can't go wrong with that. So that is the Greninja. Next up is our Tapu Koko Con Edison with Rockin' Nefarium Z, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, and U-Turn with 108 HP, 4 defense, 252 special attack, 4 special defense, and 140 speed. This is also outspeeding a max speed Raikou, and everything slower than that. T-Bolt plus Dazzling Gleam hits her entire team very, very hard. you turn over Volt Switch so I can at least get momentum on the Mamoswine, and Taunt is just here to prevent stuff like Skarmory from trying to get up hazards or Whirlwinding or stuff like that. And honestly, it won't be coming into effect. It won't come into play that much. There really wasn't just much else I could run on Tapu Koko that Thunderbolt plus Dazzling Gleam didn't already hit. Inferium Z is nice to nuke stuff like Mega Latios, which is what it's primarily here for. It's also my best attack to deal with a Soulfest Raikou. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Tapu Koko set. It's pretty straightforward. Very important that I keep this thing around, mainly for the momentum into my other Mons. And speaking of my other Mons, my last Pokemon on this team for this week is my Wincon. Initially, I did have Hawlucha here, but Hawlucha was a little bit underwhelming in a sense because it was so reliant on electric terrain being up so I could activate the Electric Seed, and at the end I just didn't break through stuff like the Blade. But my last one is Darksidar Necrozma. Rocking the weakness policy with Rock Polish, Photon Geyser, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse with max HP, 44 special attack, 212 in speed with a modest nature. The speed after Rock Polish lets me outrun everything up to a Choice Scarf Victini. I don't see her bringing Scarf. I don't see Scarf Rizion coming, if anything. I don't. Scarf Tauros is a possibility, but again, doubtful. Same thing with Scarf Raikou. I don't see that being a thing, but this just makes a great Wincon, just because of the fact that Photon Geyser plus Heat Wave plus Dark Pulse hits her entire team neutrally. A little bit less so on the side of Pangoro, which can be a little bit problematic. But if I get my weakness policy activated and I have a Rock Polish up, then she's going to have a very, very difficult time taking down my Necrozma here. So the rest in the 44 special attack was just thrown in to give it some added pop with its attacks. But at the very least, that is the team builder for Week 5 of PPL D1 Season 6. I hope you guys enjoyed. This will be going up on Sunday. And the battle will be going up on Monday. So, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment. Also, leave a link to the PPL fan server, which will be in the description as always. So, that's going to be it from me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until the next time, this is Tone, signing off for now. Peace out.